So let's start with basics. What role does sports media play in shaping public perception? Sports media holds significant power. It doesn't just report scores and plays, it influences how we see athletes and events and even our society. As a communication professional, understanding the importance of ethical journalism is critical to promoting healthy civic engagement. Why? Because the stories we choose to tell or not to tell impact not only how fans view sports, but also how they engage with their communities. When journalists emphasize the negative or focus of controversies, we miss out on the chance to promote positive, meaningful narratives. Ethical journalism can provide the foundation for trust between media, athletes, and the public, which is especially important in an era where media consumption is more rapid than ever. We'll explore how this affects. Now let's talk about some of the current trends in sports media. Unfortunately, there's been a significant shift toward sensationalized stories, scandals, and controversies, and off-field drama that overshadow the actual games. A recent study found that 65% of sports headlines focus on off-the-field issues, with only 35 covering actual performance of strategy. Smith, 2023. This is worrying a trend because sports are supposed to highlight teamwork, perseverance, and dedication, not gossip and drama. The shift is driven by the competitive nature of the 24/7 news cycle, where stories need to generate quick clicks and shares on social media. Algorithms favor sensationalized content, amplifying these stories to a much larger audience. But as we'll see, this has far-reaching consequences for both. Now let's dig deeper into the problem, the civic issue, sensationalism's impact. Sensationalism doesn't just distract fans, it erodes the community building potential of sports. Think about it. Sports have always brought people together, whether it's watching a game in a packed stadium or supporting a local team. These events create a sense of unity and civic pride. However, when media coverage shifts from celebrating athletic achievement to scandal, it starts to divide people. Journalist John Green said it best: "When media stops telling stories that unite, we stop seeing the value in what we share as a society." When fans are bombarded with polarizing and negative stories, it can fuel division rather than community spirit. The trust that fans have in both their teams and the media starts to erode. The more ever fans disengage from the community activities and local events because their connection to sports becomes diluted. If fans only hear about scandals, they may lose interest in the positive aspects of sport together. Research findings, ethical journalism. So, what can ethical journalism do to address this issue? Research shows that ethical sports reporting can help rebuild the trust between fans and athletes. When media outlets focus on positive contributions athletes make, such as their involvement in charitable causes or social activism, it encourages deeper fan engagement and civic pride. Studies have demonstrated that fans are more loyal to teams and athletes who are highlighted for their community involvement. In fact, teams that emphasize their athletes' off-the-field positive actions often see a boost in support from fans in local communities. Fans want to root for athletics programs who represent their values, and ethical journalism can make that a connection clear. For example, when reporters focus on stories of athletes monitoring youth or giving back to their communities, they shine a light on positive aspects of sports. This coverage strengthens the relationship between fans. Practical application solutions. So, how do we move forward? There are practical steps sports media professionals can take to help shift the narrative back to meaningful and ethical journalism. First and foremost, we need to focus on investigative, responsible reporting. Instead of chasing clicks with sensationalized headlines, sports journalists should invest time in stories that highlight the core values of sports: teamwork, resilience, and leadership. Sports writer Jeff Miller once said, "Journalism isn't just about the story you tell. It's about the impact that the story has on the community." By focusing on a broader social impact of sports, reporters can elevate the conversation around the sport itself rather than diminishing it with gossip. Additionally, media outlets should create a fact-checking policies that discourage the sensationalism, prioritizing athletes' profiles and stories that emphasize hard work and character over drama is a key step in the right direction. We need to show fans that athletes are more than just figures involved in scandals. They are leaders, roles models for, and contribute to society. They're contributors to society. Audience engagement, media's role. Let's now talk about how ethical journalism can enhance audience engagement. Sports media doesn't just report on games. It has the power to unite fans and encourage them to engage with their communities. When athletes are covered in a way that highlights their community involvement, fans are more likely to follow suit. This creates a cycle of positivity where fans support both their teams and local causes. For instance, media outlets can cover athletes who host youth clinics, participate in charity events, or promote important social causes. By focusing on these stories, journalists can inspire fans to engage in their communities and contribute to social good. The more we emphasize the positive roles athletes play, the more we encourage civic participation. The broader civic impact. Ethical journalism also has much broader civic impact. When we focus on the right stories of leadership, perseverance, and community, sports media can help reinforce civic values that go beyond the field. By promoting stories that highlight athletes as role models and community leaders, journalists can inspire not just fans, but entire communities to adopt these values. However, when journalism falls, it is the duty and focuses on scandal. When journalism fails, it weakens public trust in both the media and the broader civic institutions. This erosion of trust can have a ripple effect, diminishing people's faith in other areas of society, including politics and education. The stakes are much higher than just sports industry. Ethical journalism, on the other hand, holds the power to bring people together and foster civic pride, making sports a positive force for sociality, cohesiveness. Conclusion: building a better sports media. Sensationalism in sports journalism undermines trust and civic engagement. However, ethical journalism has the power to restore trust and foster community pride and unite fans across diverse backgrounds. As future professionals, we can shape narratives that not only entertain, but also inspire positive social change. Let us commit to being journalists who elevate the community through responsible storytelling. References. Finally, this presentation has been supported by research from the following sources: American Press Institute, 2022; Columbia Journalism Review, 2022; Center of Media and Civic Engagement, 2023; Pew Research Center, 2022; Smith A., 2023; The Rise of Sensationalism in Sports Media. Thank you for all your attention today. I hope this presentation has shed light on how journalism can play a critical role in shaping not just the sports world, but society as a whole.